one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Yo, Hippo, how's it going? Patrick Sullivan here. Your partner in crime, Cameron, hit me up about a take that you recently had on your podcast. So, I'm working with my best information here, but it sounds like a listener sent in a question of what is the most powerful artifact in Pauper? And your response was blood token. What the fuck are you talking about? First of all, it's not a fucking card. If someone asked, oh, what's the best creature in Legacy? And your answer was Merit Lage token. Obviously, that's a horseshit answer, right? Because it's not actually a card, right? And the question is, what's the most powerful card? So we'll start there. Second of all, even if we hand wave that, there is no chance that is the answer. Let's walk through this real quick. Let's imagine that a blood token was a card that you could literally put in your deck, right? What is the cost at which you would play it? I'm assuming at 1, it would not be in the zip code of the most powerful card in the format. Or artifact, rather. If we get it down to 0, now we can compare it to a treasure token like Lotus Petal, which you are actually allowed to play in your deck. And I don't think that a blood token at 0 sounds more powerful than Lotus Petal, given what I understand about the format. To say nothing of like the artifact lands or any of the affinity stuff or just pick whatever. So I understand as someone who like podcasts, I understand sometimes, that maybe it's a light week. Maybe, you just got to bang out 20 minutes on some topic where your answer can spark an argument and you can get to that, magical 1 hour line where it feels like you've done a full podcast. I get all that. But for real, that's not the answer. And more importantly, I don't think at the end of the day, you think that's the answer. Gun to head, you're still saying blood token? Come on now. With all that said, it's all love. Hope you and yours are having a good holiday. Hope the podcast is going well. But come the fuck on with that answer. Come on. Get real. Get serious. Come on.
Welcome back to your original episode of the Common Ground Podcast, your favorite podcast. We talk about your favorite format, Pauper. This is episode 107. I am your co-host, Cameron Schindler, joined as always, the Vermont maple syrup drinking lover, Thomas Gunn. What is up?
I definitely had a good amount of maple syrup on my trip home. Nice. Hi, I'm good. I'm happy to be here with you, fam. What's up, what's up?
Heck yeah. Not a whole lot. Also joined by James Hippo Hieronymus. How are you doing? How was everybody's Christmases?
I am filled with great joy in this moment.
Oh yeah, fair. Got Hippo a cameo from Patrick Sullivan roasting the blood tokens.
It was an incredible gift.
That might be the
really
best
funny
use of the amount of money that you spent on that I've ever seen.
$20 is iconic for a lot of things, but Patrick Sullivan cameo is way better than other things you can buy for $20.
Incredible.
That was very good.
Incredible.
That was very good.
Yeah. No, I had a really nice holiday visit with my family. I'm going to get to see every single one of my siblings on the whole roundabout trip up from Nashville to Maine and back. And Hannah's with me now.
Oh, okay.
She was on a trip to Iceland. She got to go to Iceland. A friend of hers, they found like really cheap tickets to like go visit Iceland over Christmas. So she had a super cool experience traveling. Yeah.
I'm excited to talk to her about that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, she had a great time.
Gosh, it's really cool.
Yeah. So we're tired, but we're in our Massachusetts stay part of the trip, and then we'll be home to Nashville for the new year, or just after, I guess.
Yeah.
How are you, buddy?
That's nice. Doing pretty good. First time meeting my brother, just had a kid, so it was really cool. So
yeah.
hanging out and stuff.
Congratulations, Uncle Cameron.
Yeah. So it's pretty fun. He doesn't talk yet. He's only like a month-year-old. A month-year-old. A month old, not a month-year-old. A month old.
That's quite
He's not very
young.
chatty yet. But pretty chill. A lot of my friends were back home. Or not back home. A lot of my friends were away for the holidays, so it was kind of sad. Didn't get I got to hang out with Zach Garrett, so that was really fun. I went to his house. He made me a nice meal, and we hung out. Played some Commander. And just
I heard about that.
Just hanging out with his wife was really fun. Yeah, he's just a blast to hang out with. So it was a really good time. Just talking to him is always a pleasure. I know. I can't wait to have him back out. He's gonna try to make it for the Summer Cup, which will be awesome.
Oh, let's go.
Excited to come home too. Been away for a minute, so do have a little gift exchange with me friend Hippo. What about you? What have you been up to?
I've been here.
This?
I've been here.
He shrugged. The audience can't see you shrug.
As I said, I've been here.
Yeah. We are all in separate locations for the second time.
Oh yeah,
I think of recording
of like everybody.
I think
Yeah,
so, yeah.
And 'cause I'm in Yankton. You're in our place, Hippo. Yeah. And Thomas, I don't know where you're at.
We're in Mass. We're in Massachusetts.
Mass. Oh, okay, you are in Mass.
I was in Maine the whole week before. Yeah.
But today we're just gonna do something pretty chill. We asked for some questions and y'all delivered. We have some nice questions here. So do we want to just do them in any order? If you will like anything, just like pick them out. Does that sound cool?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got it. James did the honors of compiling the list together for us. Thank you, James. Yes. It's from a combination of Discord and email. Yeah. Let's. I do have a little bit of housekeeping.
Oh, hit us.
I do have a little bit of housekeeping. It's been so long. I was sick, and then we traveled, and oh man, here we are. Podcast year 3, baby. Cringe.
Cringe.
Oh man. Okay. Where is it? It's in Tom's Gun Music.
Common Ground Cup's coming up. That's January 31st.
Hang on. I'm getting there. Jeez. Do you want to do it?
Game night. Here, I'm doing it right now. At game night here in Columbia, Tennessee. Me, Hippo, and our friend Tristan will be casting it. So come get featured by us. Thomas, you'll be doing a lot of the back scenes, making sure it runs fully. And Hannah,
it's true.
Your lovely partner, will be doing a lot of like videography and pictures and stuff. So it should have a better production feel too. Just because last time you were spread pretty thin between casting and trying to keep it up with the stream. But
don't forget about Director Kyle. Director Kyle does a lot of work back there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
So looking to help remove some of that workload, you know.
Yep. The signups are in the description below, and we hit 67 last time, so let's cap it at 80, I believe is the cap. So let's cap it. Let's do it. We'll have a cool trophy. We'll probably order that once we all sit down together next week. We should order that trophy.
Yes, I agree.
And then
make sure it gets in.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I'll probably. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm gonna go get some cards signed in Atlanta, or send them with somebody that's going there. One of our friends that's going there. Have them sign some cards for the winner. Don't know what cards yet, but
that's a great idea. We'll look at the.
It's always a nice bonus. We did that last time too.
Yeah, let's do it again.
That was kind of cool.
Let's do it again.
Keep that going. Yeah, there's lots of little cool things. But again, January 31st, game night, Tennessee in Columbia. Great store. We'll have a hotel block. Is that blocked off as well?
Haven't. I'll include updates when I have them. I still haven't heard from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, we got into holidays and yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure he gets really busy too.
Oh yeah,
fair.
Yeah, want to give him a breather. We're not really a priority for him.
No, that's fair.
It's okay.
What? Do you got any other things?
The only other thing that I had besides the Common Ground Cup was we have some results from the Upstate New York Pauper the charity open that they held, and you can check all of that out. The information is in the description. You can check out deck lists. They've got a lot of deck lists for you.
Do you know what won?
I can.
Out of curiosity.
Yeah, let me take a look. According to this, it was a Mono Red Rally mirror in the finals. So it was a mono red rally player, piloted by the name of Ted Coppers. Congratulations.
Dang, dang, dang. Deck's good.
Yeah, some Joan looks like some Joan Wildfire, some elves. We've got one other category. In third place was a blue-green Infectless with a blighted agent in the main
spicy.
deck.
Love that.
Ooh, very spicy. Yes, and some Lotus Petals, just trying to go fast. Yeah, you can check all of that out in the description below. Congrats to our friends at Upstate New York Pauper for another successful event. I went into like radio show voice there for a second.
For another successful event. Shall we just dive straight in?
Yeah, let's do it, homies. Who wants to? Cameron, you want the first one? James, do you want one? Who wants to go? I haven't actually picked one out.
I have one picked out.
All right, go for it.
All right. This is from Silly Centilli, alum of the pod. Hi, how are you?
All right.
Fun little series of questions/thought exercises for a mailbag episode. Pretext. A construct is an artifact token named after its first appearance as a -2 of Karn, Scion of Urza. It's a 0/0 artifact creature that gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Also, there are lots of artifacts in Pauper. Imagine Wizards of the Coast is designing a new common. Wow. Imagine Wizards of the Coast is designing a common for a new draftable standard legal set. The card is a sorcery that just reads, make a construct. What do you think as a casting cost would be? CMC and pips, if any. Per a quick scry roll per usual, this effect only exists at a rare and mythic currently. 2. Would this card see any play in Pauper? How good would it be? And what decks would play it? Potentially a point of comparison, Lux Night Breacher from EOE. 3. Imagine instead of a sorcery that created a token, this was just an artifact creature card that functions otherwise exactly the same and had the same casting cost. Would that be better or worse than a sorcery? For example, if a sorcery can be recurred with Archaeomancer, but the token is susceptible to bounce. This creature can be reoccurred with Blood Fountain, but gets hit by a null. Stay silly, y'all. I like this question a lot. So first,
I love
basically,
this question. Yeah.
What sorcery? What's the CMC that'd be balanced to make a card struck? I would assume it would be blue. I think blue
I
just makes
also
most
thought
sense.
blue.
Yeah.
My gut was like 2 in a blue, but I think that's competitively costed because I think 3 in a blue at common is very good maybe for the draft format, but it might even be just like
I think
whatever
color it ends up being. I do think I agree with Thomas that it is 3 in a blue. I think that is a fairly.
I think
cost.
that's the more likely. I would like to see 2 in a blue to see how that interacts with the other high level stuff going on in the format, but I think that's pushed.
Yeah.
But I think it would be very interesting. That's kind of how I thought about it.
That'd almost be like too push because at that point you can already have like, say you're playing it on turn 3, you have 3 artifact lands, you had a Blood Fountain and a Furby, and plus itself, that's already a 7/7 on turn 3.
Oh, and
It's pretty big.
and I think I think a good comparison for it is actually just cranial plating, cranial ram.
That's fair.
Right.
Ooh, that's a good point. That's a good point, actually.
You're kind of leaving out the idea of it being the artifact sticking around, being able to be moved a little
Yes,
bit.
I do.
So I
Sure,
still
yeah,
balances.
it is a little focused on the sorcery part of it, but if it were an actual artifact, then
Yeah.
I think it does need to cost at least 4, maybe even 5. Like,
And we've seen Lux Night Breacher, the 3 and a white 2/2 that enters with a +1/+1 counter for each other artifact, for each other creature and/or artifact you control. That sees like fringe play, and
Yeah.
I think it would see more play if it's scaled as the game went, like a construct. Because the thing about a construct is
Exactly.
you play it, it's not locked in as a 4/4, and next turn it could be a 10/10.
I think that's the thing that slightly worries me, if anything. It
Yeah,
presents the
yeah.
it presents the what's the all the glitters cranial ram cranial plating issue of you're just you're dead.
Yeah.
So
It's a brick for red deck. So I think 2 in a blue would be like very good. I think 2 blue would be safe in quotes, but again, as Silly mentioned, you could start doing like Archaeomancer loops, which can be really, really nasty with it. Like that's just a nice thing to be like very costly. But I guess no Jeskai plays.
you know, you have
Hippo?
Ephemerates, you have multiple Archaeomancer.
so to make this a more unique effect, I actually thought about this question like in advance. And I think that having it be not blue actually makes it harder and a little more like you're not going to see it be its full potential, like as good as it could possibly be, because then you're like bound into playing to something like Jeskai Ephemerate for it to be good. And then it's just kind of like, oh, it's randomly like a 5/5 for 3 mana. If it's, you know, an off color that's like a color that's weird or something.
Yeah, like what if you put this in white? Like what would that look like? Because I think that the decks I've played Urza Saga in have been white decks in the modern format. And so like I think that the constructs also kind of have a lot of white identity as well. So what if you did something like two white artifact creature version, or that could even just be a sorcery. It just makes that, because then it incentivizes different sorts of deck building that gets away from like the indestructible Grixis core stuff in a way, because that's been like typically the most powerful.
And it could be white too, because white has recently cared about artifacts a little bit more, and white makes tokens, so it doesn't have to be blue color pie wise. I could see white would probably make the most sense out of the color pie that could do it.
I think there's an argument for any of them. So
yeah.
So, but making making it more difficult to like not be able to loop with a known card that is like synonymous with looping in the format might be a little bit better.
What if it was an artifact that made the token so that you could put it in a Glint Hawk deck? Like what would that need to be? Like if it were just a non-creature artifact that makes the token.
Expensive, I think.
Or that you could ephemerate it
too. I think it's gotta be expensive.
Because that could be ephemerate.
It's gotta be like 6+ mana probably.
Yeah.
Like 5-6. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But I liked his second part of the question. What would be safer for the format if said card was a sorcery like we're talking about, or if it was just a creature artifact that you casted from your hand?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned the pros and cons, like as the sorcery that makes the token, currently it could be bounced by certain things, but it as a creature, it could be picked up by Blood Fountain. So like there's pros and cons to both. It could be annulled too as a creature, but then you can argue, well, it can't be dispelled as a sorcerer. Never. It could be enveloped as a sorcerer,
enveloped, or spell pierce.
But
spell pierce stocks go way up if like that's a sorcery that exists, like especially at like 2 and a blue. If we're pushing it at 2 and a blue, like spell pierce stocks would go like way up.
I guess Boomerang and Demon Inferior are like the most popular bounce or tuck effects. I'm trying to think of any off the top of my head that also see play. It would be blue, but
I think ultimately if it were an artifact permanent, it would be more problematic just with the stuff that plays with like picking up and replaying artifacts. Like those games I often want to go grindy, so they wouldn't mind an extra thing to like continue to scale up. It would be like, you know, it almost. I'm not going to go there. It's certainly not like, I don't know. I draw a comparison to like if it were an artifact that did the thing, it would be like the ring in Modern. It would just be like this thing that doesn't need to be here. That's just supplying like an amount of value that the format's not equipped to handle, type of deal. You know, like that kind of thing.
Very Writhing Chrysalis-esque.
Yeah. Like it warps the format around it. Yeah. Oh, wait. Is Writhing Chrysalis the One Ring?
Oh God, I hope not. But 4 mana Time Walk, Writhing Chrysalis.
There you go.
I agree. I think it being a sorcery that creates a token feels safer, because you can Archaeomancer loop it, but that feels a tad clunky if you're looping a 4 mana spell. That could be a little harder. And if you're looping a 4 mana spell every turn, you're probably winning that game anyway.
Yeah. You
could be looping a bolt to kill them, or having counterspell to loop them, or looping counterspell. I liked that question a lot. That'd be a really cool card to exist in the format, like a way to make a card construct. So thank you for the question, Mr. Silly.
Yeah, really cool thought experiment. That's fun.
Who got next?
I have one.
Go for it.
Brute asks, will Hippo sign my scooter? Yeah, bring it wherever you want. I'll sign it immediately.
That's so stupid. Bring it next Cube night, Brute.
Bring it to Cube, bring it to Pauper. I don't care where. I'll sign it anywhere.
Oh, that would be so funny. Sign in the parking lot outside of Pauper Weekly.
Somebody's got to get evidence of it.
That would be iconic.
Yeah. Patreon. If you hit this tier, Hippo will come sign your scooter.
There you go. Now you're thinking.
Do you want to read another one? Or are you pretty content with
you know
that?
what? I'm gonna appease the crowd. Komodo Drake asks, you get to downshift any uncommon card to common within reason. What are you picking and why? First and foremost, the answer is Shriekmaw. Little P's, a few folk there with that one. I 100% agree
Very
with
powerful.
Shriekmaw being a
Speaking of
card
ephemerate,
that is fine at this rarity.
Okay.
it would probably be fine. It would be very
good. I just don't think it's like.
But-
I don't think it's the most insane thing. Like ephemerate is already not the most like the greatest thing to be doing, right? So it's like
Yeah.
okay, is
We
like
just-
Yeah.
we just don't have any. We don't have any efficient ETB kill or deal damage
No.
to anything. Is probably why. So that'd be crazy. It'd probably be fine enough, but
I think it would take some adjust.
I think
man,
that
just
it
be
not,
able to like think.
being able to not kill artifacts is an interesting angle to throw into, like, it's never going to kill a Refurbished Familiar or a Mirror Enforcer or a Frogmite or whatever.
Pathfinder.
Like, you know, that's interesting.
Black creatures too.
Yeah, yeah. It's never going to do anything against, like, Black Sacrifice. Like, you just, like, awkward.
yeah.
You know?
Man, that would change the Black-White Blade matchup against any Writhing Chrysalis deck.
Oh,
to its
yeah.
favor.
It really
Just,
would,
That's a
yeah.
cute Writhing Chrysalis. It's dead. Put it in the graveyard. Oh, another
Yeah.
one. It's dead again. Ephemerate.
Exactly.
That'd be pretty insane. I think the format overall would handle it. It would be very different. It would change a lot of things. Maybe it wouldn't be terrible to have that with Terror running around or the red decks having an efficient ephemerate it, kill something, and have a 3/2 blocker after against red would be very good. My answer to this one is we had a whole episode about this once. If you haven't checked it out, go listen to it. But that's not my answer. My answer is Esperzoa. It's always going to be Esperzoa and always will be Esperzoa. 2 and a blue for an artifact creature. It's a 4/3 flyer. Depending on your upkeep, return an artifact to your hand. So if you don't have another artifact, it bounces itself, or could bounce Experiment with the Synthesizer and trigger it, or a Cryogenic Relic and trigger the relic, or Limbus and scry 1 and draw a card once you recast it, or Tithing Blade, or it'd be a sick card in the format. It might be too good, but a 3 mana 4/3 seems pretty alright. You can bolt it, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I bugged Gavin about this already, so maybe it's on his radar. If it happens, it's because of me. Thomas, you got one?
I do. I am still in need of a red card that says players can't gain life, please. And it's okay if... No, I think Skullcrack would be a little... I mean...
I still think it's too
whether
much.
the storm is whether the storm is a good stopgap against the red decks, it's important to have counterplay there.
Man, imagine Skullcrack in the red deck right now.
Yeah,
Skullcrack
Skullcrack
in
in
the
Madness
current
in the
deck
Madness
is
Burn
insane.
sideboard would be insane. Yeah, it would be insane. So, like, in much the spirit of Cameron's pick, I'm also going to pick any of the 3 mana 4/3s that they've printed in uncommon draft set, like as an uncommon in draft set recently that says players can't gain life.
Brothers
there's
War
like
is one.
one,
Yeah.
there's like in Trample and
There
players
was.
can't gain
Brothers
life.
War.
Yeah.
Brothers War,
Okay, yeah, Brothers War. Great. Cool.
I think. But
No, that's correct. That's correct. I don't know what it's called, but that would be nice. I mean, it dies, but whatever. It would be something for my opponent to do so that I can maybe do something else.
to stall them out or whatever, just
Mm-hmm.
barely get there. But man, I guess the mono red deck is so mana hungry. It having to leave open 2 mana for your 2 mana all the time would be something.
It would be a
That's
tax. It really would.
2
It's
lava
the-
darts
it's-
are not casting. killing
It's
you.
almost the same as the Weather the Storm tax that those
true.
decks you sometimes can force your opponent into playing. So like it'd be an interesting dance back and forth between two players who like really know what's going on and are like whoever blinks first is oof, you know, like that sort of game is
But
is
that
very, very
option,
fun.
that option might be too strong for how the deck is currently sitting right now.
It's true. It's true.
Where it can kill people from 30 something life.
Mm-hmm.
So, Thomas, you got a question for us?
I do. This is from Wapti. Mailbag question. Tournament tips. How to maintain mental energy and focus through several rounds. What to do between rounds to stay fresh. And how to learn from and or reflect on a tournament experience. I thought this was good. We haven't mentioned anything like this in a hot sec. I think we have an older episode about it, but it's certainly worth a refresher. What I do for me, what works for me, is I make sure that my water bottle is full at the start of every round. At the end of every round, I use the restroom. No matter how much I feel like I need to go or not, like just create the routine, clear the system, drink as much water as I can during my round, before my round, keep the brain running as best I can, and just like some light snacks during the day. And then the mental part of it, it's hit or miss for me. I'm a person. Some tournaments are rougher for me than others, but for the most part, I just try to reset and focus. Like, every round is its own round, and you just focus on what you can control and play the best Magic you can, and just make sure you're remembering what you're here for and what you want out of the experience. So
this might be a little sideways from the question, but if you're ever feeling, I'm bad about feeling nervous in tournaments. I'll go play one of the when I play the Spotlight series, like first round of Magic, like the first round I was just shaking. I was drawing my card. My hand was like shaking, drawing my card, and I'm just playing against some dude. When you sit down and once you just gotta like ease into it a little bit, your cards cast the same no matter what level you're playing. Yeah, I played at an RC, I played at the little GP things. Thomas, you played at a Pro Tour. I'm sure your spells resolve the exact same way they do at the game store.
It's true.
So it's still the same game. You're there. Focus on your match, like you said. Take each match one at a time. Your cards aren't different from when you're playing at your LGS or with your friends. It's just getting into the right headspace and staying locked in. So just reminding yourself that you are just playing Magic the Gathering, and you do this a lot probably, or even if you don't do it a lot, something you're familiar with if you're going to tournaments. And yeah. The second part of that question was that the reflect one? Did I lose it? How do you learn from / reflect on a tournament experience?
Yeah.
It's hard. I guess
it is hard. I mean, I can hit it first if you were intending, if that's what your intention was. But if you have something,
if you have something, I have something.
Go for it.
Should I go?
Sure.
Okay.
Unless James has something. James hasn't chimed in on this one yet.
You're good. Good.
I think being happy with your process, you could not prepare well, and you could still go to a tournament and do well. But doesn't mean you have to be happy with that process. You could have played bad and won. Doesn't mean you should be proud of your play if you played like crap. You could also, on the flip side of that, you could be I dedicated a decent amount of time with this. I feel like I prepared well, and I got there. I was focused in, and it just wasn't my day. And you can still be very, very happy with how you prepared. So just at the end of it, you can be upset that your deck didn't perform how you wanted to. Maybe it wasn't exactly the best meta call. Maybe you thought you had some bad beats, but don't be mad at your preparation unless you actually need to be mad at your preparation, I guess. Be happy with your preparation, I guess is what I'm trying to say out of this. Right, Thomas?
Yeah. No, preparation is important. No, sorry, I realized the fan was still on. The fan was
tournament
still on
preparation.
that whole time.
Know what your goals are. Like, what are you looking to achieve out of this experience? Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Like, are you just going to this tournament having fun whenever happens, or are you trying to make the Pro Tour?
And that's my usual approach at this current day and age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just it is what it is out of it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's I go to have fun, and if I'm playing one of these larger events, then I'd love to do really well and spike it, and I'm gonna put myself in as best a position as I can if that's my goal. Often for me, I just end up not having enough time to put in the work that it truly takes to be that prepared at that level of play for a weekend like that. I can get close, but that'll only get you so far. And so then, your goals, then I go into, all right, well, my goals are, I'm going to do the best I can, and I'm going to have a fun weekend with my friends. That's what I like out of it. That's why I do this.
Who doesn't like winning? You know. Because I feel I do that at most tournaments I play in. Is I go into it like, oh yeah, whatever happens, and I'm there and I'm like, okay, I want to win now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here, I want to win. I think that's a fine way to approach it, though. Is the outcome is what it is, but I'm still always gonna like try my hardest to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I think trying hard is fun, I guess. One more thing I'll put on there with reflection.
Yeah.
If at the end of the day you go to your friends and you just lost round 5 and you're like, man, I've lost 4 out of 5 of my dice rolls. Knock it off. Don't do that. If any of you are doing that out there, cut that out. It's not good for you. That's not the problem. I swear to you, it's not the problem.
Laugh a little. Have a good time. Magic is fun.
Okay. Yeah, you're there for a game, all in all.
I would like to read one.
Go for it.
Oh, hit us.
All right, Babysoft asks, if you had a katana, do you think you could beat a gorilla in a fight?
My answer is no. Not even close.
Absolutely not.
That thing would tear me to shreds.
I feel like we need.
It would break all the bones in my body.
I feel like we need a little levity after the last question.
Even if I had +6 sneak, it would still kill me.
+6.
I would tap it, and it would look at me I would have a moment to reflect on what I just did, and it would murder me after that moment of reflection. That brief moment of reflection, I'm like, oh yeah, that was dumb. No.
Very brief
Zach,
moment.
Come on.
No.
I'm curious if Zach thinks he could.
Not even close. Like, I don't think... I mean, let alone... yeah, no, we don't even need to go into it. Like, I also would not swing a sword at an animal. Like, that's just not who I am either. Like, this question...
I'm proud of you.
This question presupposes so much, Zach. Come on.
That was the actual. He was just trying to trick us and so.
What if the gorilla is the gorilla is a pacifist, and is just being forced to do this like a gladiator in ancient Rome or wherever the gladiators were? I hope that was right. Jeez.
I heard some about Roman gladiators, but
whatever. I don't know. Blame the homeschool.
I like this question a lot. Not the gorilla one. This next one. Cardinal Frosty. What are some tips on baiting counter magic? I played a Tron brew recently and I realized I have no clue how. Hippo, how do you bait counter magic?
How do I play against counter magic? I mean, I guess it just depends on what exactly you're playing.
Well, they said Tron.
I mean, I guess if it's Tron, I like just casting my spells, man. I don't know. Your deck that's trying to get to 7. Your deck that's trying to get to 7 mana on turn 3. I think you just like when I jam your spells when you can.
Modern Tron, like at least back of the day, like Tron was known for beating the crap out of control because you only have so many counter spells, and eventually they're going to land a Karn or an Ugin or something with a cast effect that kills you. Mm-hmm. But that may not exactly transfer to Pauper.
I think that I have a thing here. I think that there's on the opposite side of just jamming your spells, because sometimes you do just have to jam your spells. If they have it, they have it. But if you can't afford to, if you have like an Ichor Wellspring to like push through, and something else you would rather have resolve in a turn or two later, just throw out the Ichor Wellspring first. See if they'll bite on that, and if they bite, then okay, maybe they bite. But then maybe you get to resolve what you really want to resolve in your hand. And like, it sounds simple in context, but it's hard to figure out exactly when you feel you have enough advantage to just jam versus, or parity, so to speak, like you're on an even footing with your opponent, versus just like, I think I need to tread lightly first. Like that's hard to suss out. That's a difficult thing to figure out, and a lot of it is just vibes, I guess, which is a really bad answer. Oh.
My favorite answer,
James. So I also it's again, it's all very contextual. I think it is like very matchup dependent. You're playing Tron. What counterspell deck are you playing against? Are you playing against specifically like Terror, so you can expect X, Y, and Z? Like these are what you will be playing against. Here's how you can play around the things that you can.
Exactly.
Which for most of their stuff is like you cannot. They're all hard counter spells.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Patrick Sullivan answer a very similar question once. Speaking of something topical, someone asked him this question, and I really liked his answer. A lot of it is very, very contextual, but you have to ask yourself, is your spot getting any better? If they have 3 cards in hand, if I'm just sitting here trying to bait stuff out and I give them a turn to preordain twice or whatever, now they just looked at 5 cards, or their draw step 5, scry 2, whatever. They looked at a lot of cards. They might just have the counterspell now. They might have 2 counterspells now. If they got a full grip, maybe it's a little bit different. Maybe you're waiting for a duress and they've been like leaving 2 mana open every turn. It's like, it seems like they're advertising on purpose, whether they have it or not, but they're only leaving 2 mana open. So maybe you really want to draw into a duress and see if you can duress and cast your thing next. It could be something there. Maybe you're not a duress deck. So it is really my position's not getting any better and I'm playing a combo deck or whatever. And I just really need to jam this combo through. So,
yeah.
But it could be if you're more of a mid-range game and it's not just about like the game revolving around a single card. Maybe you're sandbagging 2 Chrysalises and your Gen Wildfires, and you're going to let these Gixian Infiltrators, you're going to play 1 or 2 of those first and see if they counterspell that, because it's better to play that first anyway, and then the Chrysalis second, because then you get the sack triggers with it. So maybe they bite on that, and if not, well, they counter your Chrysalis, you still have 2 spawns to sacrifice to the Infiltrator. But that's, again, I'm in this really weird fantasy world I just made up in my head. I felt like I was sitting down playing a game.
No, it happens. Also, weaving with fairies specifically, pay attention to how many fairies they have in play and what spells you want to resolve as the turn goes by, so that you can track where Spell Stutter Sprite is going to be as you cast your stuff.
Big time. Spell Stutter Sprite's a tricky one. Then that's like a whole nother level of play, too, of can I kill something and make the number of fairies lower?
Yeah, because like
Spell Stutter Sprite's awesome.
It is awesome. Yeah, because like what to push through when changes from what matchup to matchup. Like, yeah, we could go on and on and on. I want to know what's your
actually one more.
Go for it.
Go for it. Is Force Spike. Force Spike.
Force Spike.
I want to touch on this. Is the last one. I want to touch on this one. If you can afford, which 99% of the time you can, to not to play around Force Spike, do it. The card is then essentially dead. Then it does nothing. Cool. You waited a singular turn and then you just like annihilated a whole card in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Not hard.
And I will push back around that too.
Yeah.
But they're only playing 4 copies of the card. And if it's something like, okay, I'm either going to play this Limbus or pass a turn doing nothing. And if this Limbus gets countered, I don't really care. I'm just going to jam the Limbus and see what happens. Even if they don't force spike it, because normally people are pretty...
I'm more referring to like essential pieces. If you're trying to just like...
Yeah. Not play my Ash Nods all their own turn.
Just if you can afford, like you say, but if you can afford to just to just not play make them waste their turn too. So
yeah, no, I get you. Like if it's just rotting in their hand, it's not doing anything.
Exactly.
Hippo, I think you have the next one because Tom said I read that one, and you read the one before me.
I read the Katana.
I got one out here, like a quick round the horn here. This is from Kemi / Kana. What is your favorite fringe / pet deck? For me right now, it's weird that it's considered fringe, but the Packdoll Terror decks that are still bopping around, I want to get my hands on Ultratron as well. I know, Cameron, you've been talking about that too. I think that would be super fun. But primarily this like Packdoll Terror Mirror Enforcer sort of, some people play Black Mage's Rod, just like refurbished familiar deck with like snuff outs, and it's fun. It's nice. It's like mono black affinity mid range, and it's fun.
I had sleeved up the like Eggstron with like just Packdoll and Black Mage's Rod ready to go, and then the great power outage of December 2020, 2025 at the game store in Middle Tennessee.
Oh,
So we did not.
Yeah, that sucked of last week. Yeah.
me oh my.
It was unfortunate.
That was
It
big sad.
sad.
The funniest thing happened during that real quick. So me, Hippo, Thomas Bitter, and Brute are just hanging out at a table talking. And I think I was playing a pickup game of Brute. And there are these kids behind us playing, 3 kids, like high school kids playing Commander. And they were actually going to play Pauper. Sky told them that they had some decks they could borrow. But she only had 2 decks and there was 3 of them. And I said, okay, well, I got another deck if y'all want to play. So they're going to play Pauper.
Nice.
Anyway, that's kind of irrelevant to the story. So me and Brute are playing our games. And this kid starts telling his friends, oh, I was playing this guy the other week, or I was playing this guy one time, and I swung at him, and my creature was a 6/7, and I'm like, swing at you with my 6/7 creature. And they just didn't say it, they didn't block, and I'm just like, okay, so 6/7 creature unblocked? And me and Brute are looking at each other, and Brute just looks at me, and he's like, yeah, that's me. I'm the person in that story. I did not want to acknowledge it at all. I just started
It was very
dying.
funny.
It was just,
Oh my
he
god.
just, how nonchalant he was about it made me laugh so hard too. But pet fringe deck. Hippo, I liked, that deck's pretty similar to what Calicai's played to recently on YouTube, that mono black Tron, Pactol, Black Mage's Rod. It's like Altertron without the altars. It was
Yeah, it's
really
pretty
cool.
sweet.
Like no altars, but still played 2 Golden Foundries.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this
It
one
looks
has
cool.
the foundries on the board. It's kind of sweet. But yeah, no, that is a deck I wanted to try. But if it's like my favorite, like fringe / pet deck, my pet deck, I mean, whatever's got a core Skyfisher in it's probably going to be up there.
Some weird 3-color.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Mardukynth's really cool. Like that deck brings me a lot of joy. Has a lot of cards I like to cast all in one place.
Naya Gates.
Yeah, deck is also very sick.
This is mine. I like that deck. The deck's fun. Putting an Armadillo Cloak on a Guardian of the Guild pack will never not be cool.
That is a very cool
So,
thing.
it's
Very cool.
The deck feels like it can answer a lot, and sometimes you just die to them playing like 3 terrors in one turn. That is way too quick for you, especially game 1. So,
Okay. From DPTY, it says, since you all have started, what evolution of decks has been your guys' favorite to see, and what decks y'all want to evolve to see more play?
Ooh.
I got a quick answer on that because we were just kind of talking about it a little bit not too long ago. The evolution of a spy decks, going
that was your
from
answer.
1 land to this 4 and 5 land, and you go look at the leagues, and no one agrees on anything. A lot of people have been playing 4 land recently, but even then the sideboards are always completely different. Some people are playing a sideboard mountain and 4 Writhing Chrysalis, which is really cool. Some people are playing a sideboard island and 4 Hydroblast, which is interesting. Whatever the red deck tech is always different. Some are playing the collect evidence one. Some are just playing the 1 mana one.
Weather the Storm.
You could build the
pops up
deck
still.
to be, your Weather Storm has been in there. You could build the deck to be more mid-rangey with 5 lands, or if you still want to be all in, hell, I've nothing stopping you from playing 1 land or even 2 lands or 3 lands too. It's kind of fun that it doesn't 4 or 5 lands. It doesn't really feel there's a correct answer. There's pros and cons to both, and whatever fits your playstyle. So that's really cool to me. And I really like these weird Tron Pact Altera decks.
Yeah, they
Look
are
really
pretty
freaking
sweet.
cool too. Seeing just the evolution of Pact All decks has been super cool to look at too. Another thing that feels very unsolved.
Very, very cool. Yeah. No.
Next.
I can go next. No, that's really
Next,
no,
kid.
I like the decks too. It's really tough to the axis I often find myself fighting them on is the axis of just trying to manage how many creatures they have in play so that they ideally can't dread return. And that sort of dance is interesting, but they play a lot of mana dorks, so you can only play that game for so long. So like it ends up being, it can be a very interesting game, but sometimes it can just boom, it just wins the game just on the spot if you're not ready.
A lot of weird things come out from playing with deck of
whoops, I'm just attacking
hard casting a lot with giants.
Yeah, just attacking with generous end, like all sorts of stuff weird. All sorts of stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Casting Dread Return from your hand, and if they counter, it's fine because you have 3 creatures to flash it back. There's a lot of cool different things that come up with the deck.
It's on my list of things to put together in the near future.
Same. My favorite evolution this year has been the Madness deck and how that's really come together as the format has kind of figured out since Sneaky Snacker was printed last summer, how to really like take advantage of it in interesting ways and finding this core that was all printed around each other of Highway Robbery and Grab the Prize, and whenever people remember that Faithless Looting is like a modern bannable level power level card, like like it's insanely good in the Red Black Madness deck too, and has been for a long time. So kind of putting all of that together with Sneaky Snacker and just learning how good Gutter Snipe actually was. Not that, you know, it took a little bit for people to catch on to Gutter Snipe since it's been downshifted for a little while. So like in this sort of efficient capacity, I think. And so outside of some initial like combo, like dedicated combo decks and oriented stuff that folks worked on at the time. But yeah, just kind of fused together with that technology, and it's a lean, mean fighting machine. Like I Fire Blast is how I fell in love with the format. So it's been really cool for me to see like a really good Fire Blast deck exist. And I really, really enjoy playing it. It's a lot of fun.
No, the deck is super fun. I've got to play it a couple times, and the deck is pure gasoline when you are cooking. The potential to kill people out of nowhere with it too, and part of that is because of Fire Blast. Getting triggers off Fire Blast is a fun feeling.
It's it's one way to put it. James, do you have a favorite evolution?
Yeah. Nice job, Zoomers. I'm gonna be a boomer. Let's talk about Affinity. The evolution of Affinity, like, I mean, it's been around since the beginning of the format. It's the deck that's seen a lot of bans, right?
Many bans.
It has seen many bans. It has seen many changes. There's some constants. There's always the artifact lands. There's always been Mirror Enforcer. There's always been like Thoughtcast. So yeah, I mean, there's like the core pieces of the deck that are still very, very good, but it has changed a lot
we got
over the years.
Black Mage's Rod too.
No, I'm just saying like the core as
From
over.
this year was really
I'm saying
cool.
like just
Yeah.
across
Oh, yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Like those cards have remained.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
The question was kind of asking too of what evolution from like starting the podcast that we've seen too. Infinity fits that too,
Infinity's
because the whole
changed a
Black
lot.
Mage's Rod thing has been
Yeah,
awesome.
even since we started, like with the card, I think the card clan technology was huge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
toxic houses.
card clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole crap. Yeah. So I know, agree. Black Mage's Rod having a way to just cleanly kill people faster.
It's nice.
It's nice because sometimes that deck
Yeah,
lacked
it's
on
nice.
that, and now it has just one more good way of doing that, which I felt kept the deck in A tier. Honestly,
I think it's very
keeping
good.
up with the current days.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah, it's true.
These damn terror decks and red decks.
still think it's pretty good.
Those can be tough matchups sometimes.
Yeah, no,
But it's still pretty
The
good.
deck has looked very different. It's been hyper aggressive in its past, and there's always this little core that's always been the same.
And it can play 4 Hydroblast and 4 Pyroblast in the sideboard.
It sure can. It can do both. It does double duty.
It's a powerful combination.
This was a cool question. I wish I would have thought of more examples. Maybe we can come back to this on another day too.
Sure.
Maybe not enough here for a full episode, but just a quick mention on another episode too. But the Nailsmith asked, an episode explaining to newer players, parentheses me, what some of the terms commonly used in Magic/Pauper are. Why is it called Zoo in Modern? Well, quick, Zoo is because of Curd Ape and Wildnicottle being a cat. That one's a cat. It played different Savannah Lion. Yes, like it played real animals, so it was just called Zoo. Some other quick ones I know. This was kind of interesting because I played Hearthstone first, and they use terms that originate from Magic too. So there's a deck called Zoo. It was always Warlock Zoo in Hearthstone. It was funny because I played imps, so not necessarily zoo creatures, but
Sure.
it was just a low, fast-leaning creature aggressive deck, and that's kind of what Zoo is now. But Mill was kind of fun. It's called Mill, is putting the top X cards of your library in the graveyard. It's from Millstone.
That's bled across like every card game.
Yes. Same. That's what I'm saying. Same thing with like Hearthstone. Is like they coined that from that, and a lot of these terms are from Magic. Has a lot of terms that we commonly use, and they originate from old cards usually. From that. And I can't think of any other, like, what are some blank effects you hear?
Counter spell.
Yeah, exactly. Counter magic is from counter spell. Yeah, exactly.
Or, whatever.
Rack effects are from the rack. So I'm trying to think. I feel like there's some more obvious ones that we probably don't even think of because we're so damn entrenched. Yeah. It's just our language now, you know. But
I'm trying.
That
to
was the
think
one
of
I want to
some,
put
but
some more thought
I'm
onto at
truly
some point.
drawing a
Yeah,
blank.
yeah.
I haven't played a match of Magic in weeks.
Tron. we were just talking about Tron.
Yeah.
Why is it called Tron? The word Tron is on any of them.
Go.
Yeah. It's Voltron. Like you assemble all the parts and you make the big giant rope fighting robot, Voltron, so you assemble all 3 Tron lands. That's why it's called Tron. Panza is like a pizza from Michigan or something.
Right.
And they named it after that,
the red
or
green,
sandwich, or something
for
stupid.
some whatever reason.
Yeah. It's just, there's a lot of weird ones like that. It's fun. I kind of like it.
You can hear it on like Magic coverage a lot. If you watch Magic coverage, there's a lot of lingo that gets thrown around, and they do their best to make it as clear as possible.
Honestly, they've kind of gotten away
sometimes.
from doing like patent deck names, so that they can keep it clear of what things are. So like, it's kind of lost that little fun little aspect to it, if you will.
But the lingo, we still have the lingo, like
Oh,
a mole to 6 and mulligan. You mulligan
Yeah.
your hand, whatever. That one's easy. But
Kraken for however much, like people use all sorts of terms for when they attack with their creatures.
Crack fetch.
Yeah. Fetch comes from the fetch lands. Like
I'll go fetch for this tutor. Search your library for demonic tutor.
Yeah, tutor is one. It's tutor is just any card that searches a library, just because of the original. That's what they chose for a tutor to be. If you've seen any older cards that if they say tutor, it searches for some sort of card.
It's so funny. It's so funny. While I have vintage coupon on my television, that there are like any card that like draws 7 cards is all called a wheel. Like all of them are wheels.
Oh yeah,
Wheel
of Fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's wild because because the twister is the power. Like was it not all they're not called twisters, but everybody refers to them as wheels.
It's just cooler.
Yeah. I think wheel is more iconic for some
I don't know
reason
why.
to me too. I don't know why.
I mean, it is for me because of the
interesting.
red cube. It is. I mean, I don't own one right now. I would hope to. I had to sell it last summer. I had to sell my Wheel of Fortune, but when I get another one, I mean, I'm probably just gonna proxy it. But like that's like the crown jewel of the mono red cube. I mean, ultimately a Mox Ruby, but Mox Ruby we tried it. It doesn't work. It's not balanced. So there will be no.
Why is it called Burn?
What? Oh, burn.
Why is it called Burn?
Because you point lightning bolts and like fireballs at your opponent's face, right? You're just burning them out.
Oh, probably fireball.
Yeah.
Fireball. Yeah.
Sets
you on fire, burns you. That's what I'm saying. I'll burn you for 4 or whatever. But it's like, wait, why is it that?
Yeah.
Oh, shocklands. Shocklands are just lingo that just picked up. Like that was not the intended thing. They just like but since it's an effect that already exists,
Yeah, you'll hear someone say, "Yeah, I'll shock myself." Or you hear with the new MDFCs
I'll
for
bolt
Modern
myself.
Horizons 3. I'll bolt myself.
Yeah.
So from lightning bolt, so you hear that. But if something, if you pay 2 life or something, you hear people say, "I'll shock myself."
People say, "I'll." And anybody when you cast any of the free spells and you say pitch, I say, "I'll cast this pitching this." It was like, where do we pick up pitch?
Yeah, that is an interesting one. But I liked that question because it made me stop and think about some things. And it is really hard for me to even think of examples just because it's a language I speak so secondarily now that I don't even realize it. like if I'm talking to Katie and she'll be like, I don't like what like you say this word, but that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm like, oh yeah, good point. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas.
I have one.
Thomas Hammergun.
Thomas Hammergun. I have one from Rardy. Do you think that the format is solved? I.e., Rardy gives an example here.
Ooh, I like this one.
Do you think the best deck or decks have been found, or are we still possibly glossing over certain cards that could be good that haven't been uncovered by the players of the format? Thank you for the question. I don't think the format... I think the format is close to solved. I do believe that there's always a chance that something could come up out of the weeds and someone's found a gem that we all were overlooking. It happens all the time, and something pops up and is the craze for a little bit, and maybe it settles in A tier or B tier, but ultimately it forces the format to have some churn, and maybe it's one new card that makes it through in a new set, or maybe it's, you know, like something someone discovered because of an interaction with a new card from the new set or something, like what happened with Sadistically and Broodscale. You know, I think the top of the meta is pretty solved around Mono Red Madness and Mono Blue Terror, and then everything kind of falls in under that with your mid-range and combo stuff. I think that's a fair assessment of the format, and I think that there's always room for something in the Pauper format to pop up, because ultimately we're playing with powerful cards, but commons ultimately. So there's always a chance for something to shine. That's kind of how I think about it.
I don't necessarily think it's solved. Otherwise, because you ask someone, what do you think the best deck is, and probably the most common answer you'll hear is Mono Blue Terror or Mono Red Madness, but they're not picking which one is better.
Right.
So I guess solved as in, do we think there's a best deck / is there room to be competitive with like certain stuff? And for a long time, Mono Red Madness was playable and people weren't playing it because it wasn't discovered in quotes.
Right.
Same thing with Black Green Fog. That was a deck that Kruplinski just showed up with, started wrecking people.
That's what I mean. Like something has always cut through and found a way through whatever has been on top. That has always happened. That's kind of one of the cool features of the format, I think.
Yeah. And if I wanted to win a tournament, I don't think I would play Mono Blue Terror. I would consider Mono Red Madness, but I might play Mono Red Madness, Black Green Fog, or Naya Gates. And me saying that makes me feel like the format's not solved versus like if I was playing a solved format like Nadu Modern,
right.
It's like
there's a difference
that makes
between like the format is solved around one. This is the only thing worth playing if you want to win a tournament. That's fair. Versus like, do I think how like the things you need to approach the format, like that's kind of solved for the most part? Yes, I think there is wiggle room, of course, but like you have to be prepared for red and blue and all the mid-range piles and spy and adjacent combos. That's like your top 4 things. And like
solve doesn't necessarily mean narrow.
Right.
That is a good
right.
distinction to make.
I don't think there is a single deck that beats everything in the format and it has a reasonable mirror.
Exactly.
Like I do not think that that's the case.
And that's I guess thinking that in my head is what made me think, okay, the format is not solved because of that, because we still see these random decks top 8ing or winning challenges or winning Paupergeddon. What just fell down the stairs? A cat. Okay. I'm like, something was thudding down the stairs, and I'm like, what was that? Hippo, do you have any thoughts on this question?
No, I think y'all kind of covered that one, honestly. I'm in the camp of I'm in the camp of no, things are not solved. There's always room for like potential evolution. Do I think things are mostly solved in identifying how the format layers itself? Yes, I do believe that is the case. Like the most hyper efficient things are going to be up here, like they're going to be on the top, which are the blue and the red deck, and then things are going to sort themselves out as they do.
No, we kind of talked about that too. Just because like there's a best deck doesn't mean that's a bad thing.
Agreed.
Something's always going to feel
having
the most powerful,
good, very good decks at the top is totally fine.
Were there any other questions y'all were dying to answer?
Yes, because I just want to give this one a very short answer.
Go for it.
Okay, hit us.
I have a question from the Mighty Squee. Do you think with the power of the top decks, would it be safe to unban Monster Swiss Spear. I have a real quick answer, and the answer is no.
My answer is no. As
I
much
also
as
think
as much as it would be really,
yeah.
really fun to play with Swiss Spear again. Yeah, my vote is no, sadly.
Yeah, the red deck doesn't need a.
It's
Swiss
already
Spear right now. It's a little bit
incredibly
too good.
powerful.
If anything, Swiss Spear would look
Yeah.
better than it did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
With all the amount of darts and highway robberies and whatnot's running
And
around.
fire blasts.
Fire
I
blasts.
think it would
and
slot
whatnot around. Yeah.
right nicely in that deck.
Yeah.
It would slot very nicely in that deck.
It would kill people very quickly.
I do also want to say thank you to everyone for sending in so many questions. Y'all
Yes.
absolutely crushed it.
No.
I'm sorry we're not going to get
Answered the
I'm sorry we're
call.
not going to get to everyone this time, but that means we have some more in the tank, you know.
More for
Yeah,
next
that's
time.
really fun. So I'm gonna read part of this question that was emailed to us from Dylan. This is one of a few questions, so we'll probably get to some more down the road. When looking at bulk cards or scryfall searches, sometimes you come across a card that seems really busted and think surely you could do something nasty with it. Being new, I generally have little confidence in my own ability to determine something's strength, and I kind of fall back on if nobody has done it yet, it's probably because it's not that good. What do you do when you see something that seems really broken and unexplored? What are some cards that have shown out to you in this way? Have you ever gone through and built a deck around one? For me, I thought this was very interesting because I love ripping through bulk and finding interesting cards that maybe not a ton of people have thought about, or maybe someone's tried a long time ago but kind of got lost to the ways, or just like, yeah, sure, maybe I'll pick this up, maybe it'll become useful. I think like that when I think about Pauper. And I think that there's just some really good baselines in the format to judge a card by. Like Lightning Bolt is a card, Counterspell is a card. Like they're both 4-ofs in the most popular deck. Like, can you hang with Lightning Bolt and or Counterspell? Can you hang with Cast Down? Can you hang with Blood Fountain Refurbished Familiar? Think about these thresholds that you want to meet in the Pauper
ceilings and
in the
floors.
Pauper format, and kind of think about how it stacks up, and if it needs some support, then maybe it needs to be like a super synergistic deck, and there's other stuff to go around it and make it like a sum greater than its parts. But I have this feeling a lot of the time. I had this when I saw like Glimmer Baron and Cloakwood Swarmkeeper like in a deck, and then for a long time, and then I like bookmarked it. I'm like, I there's got to be something here, and then someone made a really sick like Saproling token deck like last year that top 8'd a challenge, and we were just enamored with it. Like stuff like that happens all the time. You just have to know what you can hang with, and that's just comes down to, you know, what type of experience. If you're just bringing it to locals too, you can be a lot more forgiving on that too. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
No, I like that answer too. A lot of the build around stuff seems to be very glass cannon-y. I was thinking about when I brewed around Glacefiend. The card Glacefiend was very, very nice. A very strong, aggressive card. Could kill your opponent very quickly out of nowhere.
Love Glacefiend.
But could also just die to any removal spell. In Hippo, when you played that brew for their White Elf and Gift Exchange thing last year, you're like, yeah, I ended up just mid-range matchups, just siding it out and just playing this black-red mid-range deck. And I'm like, oh, okay. So the floor of the card was it just dying immediately, not really impacting the board. Just 2 mana trade of a removal spell. And the ceiling was, yeah, it was pretty good game 1. And it did some damage in there. But overall, it wasn't really keeping up with the mid-range shell of the deck.
The glass cannon thing is cool like game 1. Then you take out the glass cannon thing because the answers for it are so plentiful.
It doesn't mean there's not a home for it, because maybe you need to pressure a combo, like you would keep it against combo matchups. And kind of similar feeling with that token strategy. That feels very glass cannon-y, where man, you could just, this thing gets removed in a single breath weapon and I am out of this game completely.
It's true.
And I don't have like any card velocity. That deck doesn't.
You look down at that. You look down at the echoing courage in your hand that you didn't think you'd need to hold up 2 mana for to protect your board, and it's all over.
Yeah, that card's so
that can
cool.
Actually, that can happen.
So cool. Just thinking about playtesting is always good. Of course, if you're playing against mono blue or mono red, any of the mono red decks or any of the combo decks, just stress Jund Wildfire, just stress testing against different accesses of the format. It's always a good idea too. And if you're losing to every access, maybe it is just a dream. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that either.
Mm.
Yes, this is a format of just, sometimes you just get to play what you want to play.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It makes me so happy. I picked up my playset of
Very,
Glint
very,
Hawks
very,
finally. I finally get to play with Glint Hawk decks.
Oh God!
Right.
Oh my goodness.
You have
But
joined.
it finally is right on that.
Y'all aren't ready. Y'all aren't ready
Yeah,
for this.
time for you to join
Oh
the
my
dark side.
goodness.
We have cookies.
Alrighty, and that is all I have time for because I gotta go hang out with mi familia
Absolutely.
before I leave tomorrow.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, it's time for me to get ready for bed anyway. Wonderful. Thank you all. Happy New Year to everyone listening. Thank you all for.
Everyone.
Is it New Year's Eve?
It's
Thursday?
New Year's Day when they hear this. It's
Or is it the New Year?
2026.
Ooh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, we're a little early. We're not quite there yet.
Yeah, what's
but-
it like? You have to tell us the future's
Yeah,
like.
we need to hear from the time travelers.
Yeah.
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 No, thank y'all for another incredible year in supporting us.
Yeah.
Come support
Most.
the Common Ground Cup January 31st too. If you can't make it, stream it, beautifuls.
Much love across the table.
Yeah. Thank you all so much. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Always.
I'm excited for this year. It's going to be a big year. I have a feeling. I have a good feeling about it.
Feeling.
Cool.
I got this feeling inside my bones.
That's an old song. Should I do If We Made It This Far?
Sure. But I want to show you this rock
Yeah.
that Hannah got me from Iceland. It's a really smooth little.
Oh,
It's a
hell
really
yeah.
smooth little pebble. She picked up off the Black Sands beach. I'm not gonna lie. It's my favorite Christmas present.
Hell.
I don't know.
That's sick.
I don't know if it's as good as.
That killed me. I don't know.
I don't know if it's as good as Patrick Sullivan roasting you as your
That-
Christmas
Carry
present.
That was incredible.
That was incredible.
That
No,
was really funny.
Please, I need the audio because I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing now.
That's hilarious. I'll send that to both of you, of
Wonderful.
course. That's really
Yeah.
funny.
Thank you.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you got any more questions for us, you can send them to commongroundmgpod@gmail.com or you can join our Discord below. Both of those are in the description below. You can ask your questions there. You can come chat with us. It's a pretty cool community, all that stuff. I hope y'all had a very, 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 very happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas if that is your jazz.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, if that's your jizzazz.
there you go. If that's your jazz, go crazy. All right, get out of here.
That's jizz is
Get out of here, you crazy kids.
Thank you, everyone.
Later, everyone.
Here we go. Are you ready for this real quick?
Yo, Hippo, how's it going? Patrick Sullivan here. Your partner in crime, Cameron, hit me up about a take that you recently had on your podcast.
Oh.
So, I'm reading my best information here, but it sounds like a listener sent in a question of what is the most powerful artifact in Pauper? And your response was Blood Token. What the fuck are you talking about? First of all, it's not a fucking card. If someone asked, oh, what's the best creature in Legacy? And your answer was Merit Lage Token. Obviously, that's a horseshit answer, right? Because it's not actually a card, right? And the question is, what's the most powerful card? So we'll start there. Second of all, even if we hand wave that, there is no chance that is the answer. Let's walk through this real quick. Let's imagine that a blood token was a card that you could literally put in your deck, right? What is the cost at which you would play it?
0.
I'm assuming at 1, it would not be in the zip code of the most powerful card in the format. Or artifact, rather. If we get it down to 0, now we can compare it to a treasure token like Lotus Petal, which you are actually allowed to play in your deck. And I don't think that a blood token at 0 sounds more powerful than Lotus Petal, given what I understand about the format. To say nothing of like the artifact lands or any of the affinity stuff, or just pick whatever. So I understand, as someone who like podcasts, I understand sometimes that maybe it's a light week. Maybe, you just got to bang out 20 minutes on some topic where your answer can spark an argument and you can get to that, magical 1 hour line where it feels like you've done a full podcast. I get all that. But for real, that's not the answer. And more importantly, I don't think at the end of the day you think that's the answer. Gun to
That's
head.
right.
Still saying blood token.
Gun to head. Hey.
Come on now.
Hey.
With all that said, all love. Hope you and yours are having a good holiday. Hope the podcast is going well.
Thank you, Patrick.
But come the fuck on with that answer. Come on. Get real. Get serious. Come on.
That was fucking awesome.
Crap.
I can't believe I just got roasted by Patrick Sullivan.
That's the best.
That was the best $20 I've ever spent.
That's the best Christmas present you could have possibly gotten for James. That was incredible.
That's what
That's
my thought was too.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That was fucking
goodness.
hilarious.
That was so good.
He delivered on that one.
Wow.
Well, oh my god.
I was so excited once I saw what you brought up on sharing the
As
screen,
soon
and I
as
was
he
like,
did too, I knew
Yeah.
what it was.
I'm not gonna have.
Did you know what it was?
I'm not gonna have time to hit record on anything, so nobody's gonna see me literally jumping out of my seat multiple times. What? That was so sick. Damn.
I was crying.
Cameron, that was
funny.
that was
I
incredible.
haven't watched it yet either.
That
was the first time I watched
$20. That's an insane amount of Patrick Sullivan value.
Can
Are
I
you
tip
kidding
that
me?
man?
it. I don't know.
You probably
That's
can.
funny.
I think he
That-
would.
that's
I think he
hilarious.
would
That
find
made me
funny,
cry
actually.
laughing. I need to tip that man.